There we go.
Okay.
We're good.
I mean, you don't have to.
Still.
Yeah. So, last time was mostly taken up with shopping adventures from Susanna and Vias.
I'm so sorry. That wasn't how that was supposed to go.
That's okay. And part of it was that we were running late and I ended up leaving earlier than I normally would. Because, I'd been staying at a friend's and he had need of the computer in the room I was using. So, that was a shopping adventure. Vias got to be very gay. He possibly should not mention the cause of this gayness to Talia, or Talia might freak out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We did give Talia some nice green ink.
Yes. You guys made Talia basically cry from happiness with a very thoughtful gift. So, congrats, I think.
Maybe?
Talia had a good day.
They did.
Bless.
They were lucky enough to have a good day. They were lucky enough to have a good day on screen, even.
Mm-hmm.
So what do we do now?
Well, sorry, I'm actually grabbing some. Did Amy say what was going on with Lena?
No.
Okay.
Maybe she has a quiet night at the inn.
Yeah, the reason I was asking is that I did actually have a plot thread for Lena to pick up, but I don't really want to without Amy's agreement.
I'm still concerned about the message that you sent me.
The one that I sent you?
A couple weeks ago?
Yes, you should be. Don't worry, it'll be fine.
I don't trust you.
Valid.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm right, you know it.
No.
Anyway.
Yes, anyway. So did I establish it was early afternoon at this point, or getting close to evening?
Early afternoon.
Okay. Listen, I have no idea what time is in normal circumstances, let alone in D&D circumstances. So, it is early afternoon, and Myas and Susanna have come back bearing some presents.
It's a nice
and one of these days I will actually prep one of these sessions.
Just as a note, Vias had sat down and written probably several pages of letters and done that shit and sent it off.
Yeah.
I will send details to Parker when session is messy because I have to fuck with Vias's lore a little bit.
Yeah. Partway through the afternoon, partway closer to a bit evening, Derna kind of does approach Talia and tap him on the shoulder and just, hey, I need to go out and do some errands.
They nod. They are, like,
incredibly engaged in their pretty new ink.
Yes. Exactly.
Fair enough. And unless one of you guys stops her, she does make her way out and
Nope, Vias wouldn't stop her. I think Mercy would probably just be watching him write his note. Or messing with I think Mercy would probably be either like with Vias or messing with Susanna at this point.
you know, generally it's considered to be slightly dangerous to mess with Susanna.
No, she just chirps at her.
Okay, I figured she just takes full advantage to spook Susanna very occasionally and just generally looks.
Yeah, something like that.
Partway through. Actually, need the Tal'Dorei map for a second because I need to check some locations.
No, you just.
Yeah. It's just I'd been trying to.
Mhm.
Okay, so we are currently at West, which we know, but I was checking. So, as it is starting to get closer to evening, there's actually an unexpected bit of warmth in the air for the part of the year it is. Like, it's actually quite a warm winter night. And you guys hear something very big crashing through the woods that border Westrun. You can't tell what it is, but it is audible from where in the city you are.
Uh-oh.
I
Oh,
think
fuck.
Talia is very much like posted up at like a window and like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, Vias is probably gonna step out of the inn and take a look.
Yeah.
Staff in hand.
Yeah. Well, love, can I get a perception check from you for Talia? And I assume you're rolling one for Vias?
Sure. I suppose he wouldn't have advantage on
Not
it.
Vias, Mercy. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, for Mercy. Yeah. Let's see if I can get her up here. Come on, Mercy girl. Perception. Oh,
Yeah,
Mercy,
unfortunately there are
who
many
hurt
sheets here.
you? That's an 11.
19.
Okay. So,
Does Dylan have to roll perception?
Dylan can attempt it.
I mean, I rolled for Vias separately from Mercy since she can't see shit. She's too preoccupied with Susanna.
Oh.
I mean, perception is,
Nice.
yeah.
Shit.
Talia and Dylan see all.
Mm.
Good
Marcus
job,
help.
Zoella.
Quite say all.
Zoella and Vias just mentally fist bump with what they see.
Can I say that Dylan's, wait, why is it that
Sorry.
high? Hold on. I might have fucked up Dylan's passive. Give me a sec. No, it is that
Okay.
high.
Yep. So, um, Vias, Dylan, Zoella, where are you guys looking from? Because Talia's looking from a window to try and figure out.
Vias had stepped out to the front of the inn to look out towards where the noise
Okay.
was.
I would say Dylan's also looking out a window.
Sola's
Okay.
also looking out of a window from her room.
Okay, so Talia, Dylan, and Zoella. You guys' view is slightly limited by the window frame and the what you can see is a large creature. It seems to be quadrupedal. And when I say it's large, I mean you can tell it is large from the distance you're at.
Uh-oh.
There is a. You don't hear it so much, but you certainly feel it. Those of you who are near windows feel the windows tremble at this as this thing lets out a deep roar of sorts, but again, it is you much more feel it than hear it. Vias, you actually get a little bit of a better look.
Oh shit.
Now, while you do have dark vision, this is at a distance that you are basically able to distinguish shapes at this point.
Mhm.
Now, next question. Who wants to take over Lena and who wants to take over Vera?
I'll do Vera.
Okay. Well, if you're in as a GM, you have access to Vera's.
I don't really know Lena's stuff, but I can take over Lena.
Okay. Paladins are moderately straightforward when they want to be.
When I wanna be.
You just hit things real hard.
Mm-hmm.
Smacky smack and smitey smite.
Pretty much. I love them, but Paladins are simple.
I love paladins. They're great. I want to play one someday.
Well, if we do decide to go through with that one shot that PK suggested, or was it you who suggested? Anyway, all Paladins one shot.
Pals.
Anyway, what you are able to see is the shape of a very large creature that is. It seems like for its size that it is actually comparatively low to the ground. And it seems like the crashing you are hearing is the leveling of these somewhat twisted trees that make up the bramblewood.
Uh-oh. Does this thing, the silhouette, does it appear to have wings of any sort, or?
No.
Okay.
However, it does seem to be reptilian.
So, almost serpentine in body or something like that?
What was that?
Is it
No,
like
it's
kind of
quadrupedal.
Okay, well, I mean like, dragon-like, I guess. That was kind of what I was thinking.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Um,
It's a little bit of a relief to Vias knowing that what is not the green dragon come back to fucking kill them.
I mean, as far as I know, Cheval's fucking done with our shit. Cheval's just like, no, fuck off.
You don't know.
Exactly.
Cheval.
That's what I said as far as I know. But no, it actually seems to be something a lot because Cheval had more of an elegance to her, had a lot more because I believe you described her as an Eastern dragon.
Yes.
She was a lot more sinuous and serpentine.
Okay.
This thing seems big and it is low to the ground and it is on four legs.
Uh-oh.
It seems to have a very large head that it swings back and forth, and you realize that that is one of the things that is causing these trees to be felled.
So it's swinging head. Um. You know what? Vias is gonna go look at it. He's gonna be a fucking idiot and dive in. He's gonna like glance at the window that you guys are peering out of and like wave at you and then just start running towards it.
Oh,
There's like 3 different windows. So
does Dylan see this? Does Dylan see this?
Does Talia see this?
He's
what,
not
the
like
virus is about to bolt off? Yes, probably.
he just waves
Uh,
and he's like, "Come on, let's go," and is just gonna. He's not gonna run too far, but he's gonna like somewhat wait for them.
Oh, Dylan
So-
like tears down the stairs and it runs like right after.
Oh,
Talia
boy.
Talia grabs their shit and then is out the window.
Yeah. Well, I climbed out the window too.
Oh bless. Autobots roll out. Oh god.
What did you say?
Autobots roll out.
And Talia has slow fall, so even if they fuck up miserably, they're fine.
I will remind all of you when I gave this in description, it is very much a sort of spread out ground floor over a courtyard.
Okay.
So, yes, you can go out the window fairly easily without risk of.
Oh,
Branch and
I
tail.
thought there were stairs. Dylan just like Dylan's out. Dylan. Oh, if it's ground floor, Dylan also goes out the.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's just to remind you, these rooms are around a very green open courtyard.
Okay, that makes sense. I picture it now.
Yeah,
I
it's
was not
very
here
much
for
like
that.
oh god, I can't actually remember the original.
Fair. I didn't remember the description either, Josh. I know you weren't here for it yet, I don't think.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a sort of central garden courtyard. With rooms spread around it.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. Right, okay, I just needed to check. Now, a question I have for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, you, as you are getting out, you actually can start to understand what this thing's saying.
I can what?
There are words in that rumble.
What are the words?
What are the words?
I'm going to PM them to Josh.
Oh boy.
However, I do have one further question.
Yeah.
Do any of the rest of you speak deep speech?
No.
Dylan
Fantastic.
doesn't
So
know
send
he
them to
speaks.
Josh.
Dylan doesn't know he speaks deep speech.
Oh, that's even better then. So that means he has even less of an idea of what the fuck's going on.
One here. Listen, I don't even know why Dylan speaks deep speech. I was just like, huh, I guess I'll pick this one. Because I had an extra language spot.
Hey, you picked that he has deep speech, so
I never.
you get to figure out why the fuck he has deep speech.
I do get to figure that out. I do have to think about that.
Well, that can be
Anyway.
something that can be figured out later.
It's probably Raven Queen bullshit. Sorry, I'm sidetracking.
So, Dylan,
Yeah.
in this next deep, vibrating rumble that you can, and again, you can see windows trembling with it. And now that you are outside rather than insulated by the building, it is this deep, you can almost feel the shudder through your bones. Is that Varus? Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah, I didn't look at Lena's. I should probably do that real quick.
Yeah. Just, I don't think Lena has Okay, no.
Basically the
I
same.
figured not, but
Yeah.
so Dylan, you are able to hear that is all you hear for the moment. This deep infrasonic growl, you can pick out words in it.
I don't think I got the message.
I sent you a whisper in Roll20.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I got it. Uh-oh.
Dylan, you are the only one who understands. Actually, I might give one quick. Does Marcus understand the languages you speak?
I think so. I would think so.
Okay, I'm gonna go with yes, just for ease of. As you hear this, you sort of feel Marcus shift and ruffle his feathers on your shoulder, and he lets out a little bit of an alarmed squawk.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, what do you mean? Uh-oh. I mean, it's a big thing, but what?
It knows words?
Wait, so it's been talking?
Maybe?
I certainly don't hear any words.
Uh-oh. I mean, why not?
Hmm?
Why not?
I could ask you the same question.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Maybe we shouldn't get too close, but I want to know what this thing is.
It's big.
So you guys are able to make your way through Western, and you actually see a fair few people moving away from the walls. They seem to be moving. There are others running towards. You see some of them in watch uniforms, and you see some of them dressed much more in a mercenary sort of way. Very much armor, weapons, much like you guys. To an extent.
Yeah.
Love, I need to shift my leg. It's getting painful. Okay. There we go. It's just, it was getting. You also do, well, you don't yet, but you will see very soon someone you recognize.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jason Derulo.
Oh my god. I love you.
So, you are able to make your way to the wall that surrounds the city. And you're realizing that this is actually a fairly established drill for for this kind of situation. If y'all had Vera here, I would actually have some more information for you about it. But you can tell that it is something that is. It's almost like this city got attacked by a fuck off dragon, and there were measures to reduce civilian deaths or something.
Or something.
They actually all seem to be moving towards I don't quite want to call it a fort because it's not quite, but there is an area that you guys have kind of throughout your time here gotten the sense is a little bit more solid, a little bit more fortified against.
Monsters.
But yeah, you guys are moderately easily able to make your way up to the stairs that lead to the boundary wall that keeps the tanglewood out. You can see that this creature, it's very crocodilian in shape now that you can see it more closely. With a marred, muddy grey hide. And it sees you emerge at the wall and lets out a bellowed challenge. And again, Dylan, you understand. What was that?
That was a noise of fear.
I did not hear that.
No.
That was a noise of fear.
Oh. Vias gently reaches out and gives you a little bit of a pat. What the hell is that?
Maybe I should ask it.
It seems kind of like it's challenging us.
Sorry, I'm actually typing what Dylan hears.
That's okay.
Yeah,
Now,
Vias is...
a lot of this, anyone who wants to sort of roll animal handling or insight can also get, but Dylan gets a little bit of this by right of understanding what it speaks.
Vias is gonna roll insight. Ooh, shit!
Talia doesn't know shit.
21.
I'm not surprised that Talia's going, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Vias, by the way, has cast Shillelagh on his staff, just as a note on the way here. So there's some glowy spectacle vines on there with spikes.
So, is Zoella going to roll insight?
Probably not because she has no modifier.
Oh, bless her.
Dylan momentarily gets
I mean, she can attempt if she wants to.
Oh, it's good. She has 0 wisdom with a modifier, with no modifier. It's good.
I love her.
I do too. She's a good bird.
It is very, I've described it as you're able to pick words, but it is not complicated words. It is. So, Bias, what you get is that this noise is rage and pain and fear, all being directed at seems just outward, but you are what drew its attention. You are able to see a couple of these other watch folks and others dressed as adventurers starting to climb the wall, but they have kept their heads down.
Has it attempted to break anything like the wall, or does it seem like it's
It hasn't quite reached the wall yet. I do, however, need some con saves from you guys.
Oh Oi.
Oh,
shit, oh shit. Dylan's just mumbling under his breath over, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
oh God.
What was that?
Dylan is mumbling under his breath
Oh.
over and over, oh shit, oh shit, oh
Oh,
shit.
these con saves are bad. Come on, Dylan, fail yours too.
And don't forget
Okay.
to roll for Vera and Lena, since I assume they came with
shit,
you guys.
Yeah,
Oh
Lena.
yeah, I will roll for her in a sec.
Lena, come on, do better. Oh, thank God. So, the last one from me is Lena's roll.
Yep.
God.
First one from me is Dylan, second one is Varys.
Oof.
Okay, so everyone except Dylan and Lena, as this rumble at this short range hits, you feel. Again, it is a rumble you feel, not one that you hear. However, as it abates, you realize that you can't be aware of any sound other than the vestige and then the dregs of this deep, booming, rumbling roar. You are all considered deafened. Dylan and Lena are not. There is no damage, however.
Well, Vias can understand what Mercy can. So, he can kind of speak
How
through her a
close
little
was
bit.
Mercy?
Oh, I suppose she was kind of close. I should probably roll for her too, huh? Yeah, no, that's fucked. He can, like, converse with her only. That's it.
Wait, I should probably roll for Marcus too.
Yeah. Well, fortunately, Dylan's the one who actually needed to be able to.
Okay, I would. Yeah.
You want the good news?
What?
Marcus passed.
Oh my god. DC 10, that's sad. So many of us failed.
That's why it was the good news that Marcus passed.
Jesus.
Again, Dylan, you heard. Did you get the last whisper I sent you?
I did get it. That's why Dylan was mumbling shit over and over.
I did not hear. I did not
Shit.
hear that. You were really
shit over and over and over.
okay.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah, you're picking up a lot of background noise.
Yeah, you are kind of robot-y. From what's coming through is kind of robot-y. Oh, I, I am a little bit amused that.
So many of us failed. Ugh. It's because my character and my characters, I suppose, in this have shit constitution. Bias is just normal con. He's not that good.
Nope, we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Josh.
Okay, is this better?
I can hear
Yes.
Yeehaw!
you. I think it's better.
Sorry about that.
Oh, it's fine. I just switched headphones like twice.
Yeah.
Oof. Fund to buy Josh better headphones.
I think the issue might be that none of the headphones I own have good mics, so right now I'm using a pair of Apple earbuds.
Yep.
Ah.
Those are a lot better for mics, honestly.
I
I
tried
mean-
to use my phone, but my phone hates Discord, so
Oh. Skull Candy aren't too horrible sometimes, too. That's
yeah,
what
the
I'm
issue is
using right now with my PC.
my issue is I hate earbuds, and Apple earbuds are like
Oh, they're
only
hell.
somewhat tolerable. So
I hate Apple earbuds. They're so uncomfortable to me.
other brands of earbuds are actually like the ones where they have the squishy thing that goes in your ear.
Yeah.
I can't do those, even though Apple earbuds barely stay in my ears. I don't know why they're more comfortable. They just are. I have weird sensory issues.
That's fair. I'm like the opposite. If they don't fit well in my ear, it bugs the hell out of me.
Okay, are we good?
Yeah. I was just waiting for you to be.
I should be situated.
Whoa, I
Yeah.
didn't realize these headphones are broken. That's cool. Nice.
So Dylan, you are the only one able to understand this thing, and you can possibly see the others seem a little bit dazed, maybe a little bit. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Talia
Dylan?
looks very imploringly and confused at everybody else. At like, okay, what's the plan now?
Wait, Dylan's in charge?
Yes. You're the one who understands who.
Dylan should not be in charge.
I know her.
Fuck, okay, hold on. Dylan looks at everyone. Can Dylan tell that they are deafened, or is he too stupid?
Give me a medicine check.
Vias is
Oh,
trying
well,
to
that's
talk and it's
wisdom.
just very loud and obnoxious.
You can't tell what's up, but you can tell something's up.
Okay.
It was a 12.
Oof. I mean, Vias is trying to talk and looks very confused. So,
Okay, you guys can still speak, but Vias, you can't hear the words coming out of your mouth.
yeah, that's
You
why
know
he
that
like
you're.
stops mid-sentence and he's very confused.
Also, I assume Vias's volume control is fucking shot.
Oh no,
Because.
he's basically just like, what is going on? I don't understand. What? He's very confused and like cutting himself
Vias?
off.
Vias? Vias?
He's not even like
Talia,
looking at you. He
Tal-
doesn't notice.
Talia is even more alarmed and confused at this point.
Yeah, those of you who aren't Dylan actually are. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Josh, but
No,
Dylan.
that's fair.
Those of you who aren't Dylan can actually lip read well enough to sort of track what's being said by the people in your direct vicinity.
What was that?
Um,
Oh, you can lip read, possibly.
yeah. However, Dylan has a joke of intelligence, so he cannot.
He can't read. He can't read, let alone lip read.
He can read.
He can read?
Yeah, why do you think I had him raised in a bookstore?
Oh my god.
How is he so stupid?
He can't. Listen, sometimes you just are.
All these books in the world and they can't cure dumbass.
Exactly.
But yeah, he can read, but I'm going with he can't lip read because that does actually require a significant amount of pattern
Password.
recognition.
Technically,
Still
wouldn't we
definitely
have
can't
to,
lip read.
us deaf people, wouldn't we have to, like, make an intelligence check to lip read what he says back to us because we can still talk?
Well, if you guys really want to make an intelligence check to be able to lip read, I was going to give it to you for free, but if you really want to, you can.
Oh.
That's a threat.
I didn't think it would be for free. That's why I asked.
I'm willing to let it be for free.
Okay. Thank
I
God we're
mean,
not.
if you want it to be for free, I guess it should.
Okay. Oops. No. I have a shit intelligence score, so thank you, DM.
Is your intelligence score 10 or higher?
Oh, that works then.
Congrats.
Yay.
For the purposes of this, you can lip read the rest of the party.
Let's see about Lena. Yeah, she's fine. She's smart.
Yeah, Lena can hear just fine. Lena and Dylan both hear people approaching. And can I get a sight-based perception check from?
From Lena?
From Mercy specifically, and
Okay.
probably Talia as well. Anyone who would be sort of looking around and.
That's an 18 from Mercy and a 13 from Fias.
Okay, so Zola doesn't see, but Mercy, Talia, and Bias. Okay, love. Sorry, it's starting to. No, it's okay. Leg again. Ow.
Do what you gotta do.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. You guys see. You don't see Diana yet, but you do see running up from a slightly different district than you're quite used to, but you do see what seems to be a kind of familiar half-orc gentleman.
Talia will wave him over.
Yeah. He does make it up. He actually, rather than using the stairs, he uses one of the watch ladders that's closer to where he came from. He looks a little bit surprised that Diana isn't there yet. So, Dylan, you're not responding to the creature?
Can I?
You can try.
Well, he's gonna try.
Now, he doesn't know he knows deep speech, does he?
No.
I just can talk
This
like
is
this.
probably going to be as wild to him as it is to Lena and now Lemars. What is he going to try to say?
What's wrong?
Are you shouting this, or are you just trying to say it conversational?
He's gonna like try and see if he can say it in the same way that the kind of quietly in the same way that the large crocodile is saying it before shouting it. And if he succeeds, he will shout it towards the large crocodile.
So, You have a human throat. You are not able to replicate infrasound. This is just a simple fact.
Yeah.
However, comma, you, Lena and the mouse, both hear coming out of Dylan's mouth this strange, slightly raspy, guttural. The noises don't really make sense connected, but they seem to be trying to communicate something. Dylan, you hear these sounds come out of your own mouth. How the fuck do you react?
What the fuck?
At this point, the deafness does the residual of this ringing, shivering roar do sort of fade from those of you guys' awareness.
Talia kind of shakes their head, like trying to clear the rest of it, and looks between like Dylan and the thing.
Yeah, Vice is doing that thing you do when you're swimming and you like have to like rub at your ears.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
So he asked, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
What's up, crocodile man?
Because I, Josh, know what's going on. Dylan does not.
Sorry, I actually need to, because the word that I want to use, this thing wouldn't know.
Oh.
I want to use the word retribution, but this thing wouldn't know that word.
Payment, maybe?
Revenge.
Revenge works.
Vengeful.
This, again, it is a rumble you guys feel, but it is not anywhere near as this resonating, deafening attempt.
Interesting.
It is looking directly at Dylan.
Vice is right behind him with his like staff raised, ready to fucking
Oh.
party.
Talia is right in front of him.
It is clear that there is some kind of communication going on.
Sorry, that was a. Does Dylan put the pieces together check? The answer is no.
Oh.
Oh no!
R.I.P. His low intelligence strikes again.
So Dylan Dylan doesn't know what Dylan understands the word revenge. And so asks revenge against who? And is still weirded out by
Well,
the
how
fact that
far
that's
are
coming
you?
from his mouth.
How are you?
Yeah, you guys can all now hear the sounds that are coming out of Dylan's mouth, and it's something.
Talia's
Vice-
upset but doesn't question it.
Vice does a double take, and I'm gonna have to roll for something.
Oh no!
I know, monster boys are hot.
Yep. What's his wisdom? Okay, that's not too bad.
This This response is more of a snarl. Again, there is that resonance that you feel in your bones, and this is a particularly Vias who actually this is an angry, almost snarl.
Should I check again?
Yeah, you can make another attempt.
Oh!
It is a yes. You
Dylan, yes.
realize what the fuck is up.
Dylan. Oh, shit. Okay. Somebody destroyed this thing's nest, and now it's mad. Like, really mad.
Yeah, I think we got there.
Yeah, how is that supposed to be helped? What are we supposed to do?
It wants revenge. I don't know what to do here. I don't know how I'm talking to it. What kind of other questions should I ask? Like,
Maybe
I
ask who it wants revenge on, or if it knows who did it. Maybe we
did
can.
ask. I don't think it knows. I said, who do you want revenge against? And it went nest takers. So I don't think it knows who. I would guess random adventurers did this.
Vias is going to huff, and he's gonna find the nearest like adventuring person and or um uh like watchman, and be like, "Do you know anybody who's been out in the forest recently that disturbed a nest of some creature, for coin or otherwise? This is important. It could endanger the city."
So the first person we're able to find is this rather still actually rather beaten up looking elven type. Not necessarily, but that's your first kind of
Fine featured
with the way they
individual.
carry themselves.
Okay.
They look like they ran here from some kind of a medical, like being in some kind of a medical recovery
All right.
situation.
All right.
They are kitted like an adventurer, but you notice a distinct lack of armor and no, there was some of us went out to deal with a bit of a problem that was in the woods, but no one reported anything about a nest.
Well, my friend
Vice
over
is just
there.
going around asking random fuckos if they've disturbed a nest recently.
Literally, that's all Vias knows. He's like, just get some fucking information, because otherwise the city's gonna go to shit.
I mean,
And
our
Vias,
character Dylan could ask what the creature knows.
Dylan could.
Will he think
I
of
could
that?
do that. But that's all he communicated to Vias before Vias went off.
well, he's not that far
Um,
away. He kept Mercy there, so you can just tell Mercy for him to go back if you
Mercy.
need to.
Mercy. Dylan will ask. What did they look like?
There is a long. It's not words, but it is the verbal equivalent of a shrug from a thing this big. However, it does give you. Actually, one quick thing. Can I get a persuasion check from you very quickly, Dylan?
Okay. Oh fuck.
Oh no!
God.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, Dylan.
No.
Buddy.
No.
Oh my god. Get out of here, negativity.
So,
Dylan.
the good news is that was not a do you colossally fuck this up and cause this thing to attack roll.
Okay. Okay.
However,
Oof.
that was and you hear things crashing in these woods, and you can almost see, with the way the light from the city is spreading, there is a big arc behind it where trees are being felled.
Shit.
It and it sort of briefly rears the front feet off the ground and slams them down. There is a rather loud crack when it does this. It doesn't seem to be approaching any closer to the wall at the moment.
Talia's a lot more kind of like hands out, like doing that, like okay, like
Vias is a little more frantic, trying to find other people that may have fucked with the nest, because he wants to find these motherfuckers.
Dylan says,
I think Talia's just like Dylan.
Give me a second, Dylan, and I'm telling you what you get. This again has that element of that deep challenge growl that incapacitated you guys first. However, it is not. It is not quite attempting that yet.
shit.
But congratulations, you just took this thing from willing to kind of calm down and to strongly considering that attacking is the solution again.
Dylan says,
Because the dice are dicks.
Dylan says, I want to help you.
Give me another persuasion at advantage.
Okay.
Come on, Dylan.
Okay, come on, Dylan.
Let's go, Dylan. Let's go. Hey,
16.
There you
Yeah, again, there is that thrashing from behind it. But it doesn't seem to be leveling anything, but you can hear wood splinter. And there is a bit of a sort of repetitive crashing, like it is. Like something heavy is being raised and dropped on this wood again and again as this conversation happens.
Okay, but that's better than nothing. All right.
Yeah, Vias is still asking questions, asking people on the wall if they've seen any adventurers that had come in recently from dealing with an incursion into the forest.
Dylan can't add any information to Vias. But he does say so.
Give me a second. I am typing up what it was able to give you in response to what did they look like.
Okay.
Bless.
Okay. We're okay. We're doing it.
We doing it. Plus, at this point,
This is like surgery on a dragon right now.
This is dragon surgery, but except it's a hostage situation. Somewhat.
I mean, dragon surgery was kind of a hostage situation, let's be honest here.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Actually, in what it said, remove the hand. So
Okay.
scent of rot, damp bone.
Dylan turns to Mercy. Is like, find someone who smells like death.
Who is that towards?
That's towards Mercy. So that, like, tell Vice find someone who smells like death because it's probably their fault.
What you hear replied back to you because Mercy sent this back to Vias. In Vias's voice, what do you mean smell like death? Do you mean like worked in a mortuary death or like necromancer death?
Rot, damp, and bone is what they said.
Stench of what and what?
Rot, damp, and bone.
Rot, damp, and bone. Well, that doesn't really help with a profile, but
Well, I am giving you what I can.
and I appreciate it. But unless we do something quickly, this may end badly for the people in this city.
Dylan says, and they came from the city.
It doesn't give one of those growls, but it does give a long, ponderous nod. You almost see the bottom of its jaw nearly hit against the ground with how low slung this thing is.
Can
Okay.
Vias find somebody that actually knows what people might have went into the forest to look for to take care of, like what the issue had been?
I will get to that in a second,
Sure, yeah.
but you can see, Dylan, you can see Lamaz is sort of watching you, and you can see that bit of a flip. You weren't actually there for when you guys met Lamaz, were you? Were you? I don't fucking know.
I don't think I was.
Maybe.
Dylan, were you there for hair yoga?
For what?
I'll take that as a no. Okay.
Hair Yoda? Is that what you said to me?
Yes. It was
So
a moment
no,
of
I
brilliance
wasn't.
on my part. We met a big racist asshole, and so Talia put a bunch of yogurt with hair in it in his pocket.
Oh, I thought you said Hair Yoda.
Nope. It's yogurt.
I was not there for that.
Okay, so actually, it's actually very possible you have not met this orcish gentleman, and I'll send you the description later because I don't want to rummage through for it now.
Okay.
But you can see that there are pale blue sparks flickering, almost at the very tips of his nails, and you can see a faint ring of them around his iris. And he
does not like
seems
that.
to be. It doesn't seem to be hostile right now. He just seems concerned.
Talia seems relaxed around this person.
Okay. Dylan trusts that more than he trusts the man.
And speaking of, I'm going to roll something.
Mm,
Diana related. Good to know. What?
I'm worried for Diona.
That's a time scale thing. Don't worry, it's actually good news.
Okay, I'll take. All right.
What was that?
I said I'll take that, but then I cut myself off in the middle of it.
Okay, so he seems to be looking at you guys for either go ahead or a little bit more clarity, or Talia just shrugs.
A completely fair reaction.
Dylan, you now, yes, Vias was definitely there for, but Vias is off interrogating randos wall.
Yep.
You, Dylan, you are aware enough of magic just by having your own connection to your patron and to know that this is not a active spell yet. It is sort of magic in potential. It is sort of a spell in potential for should he deem it necessary.
Okay.
And those of you who are near him can catch. It isn't as sharp as it was when Sinnet showed up, but there is that sort of faint haze of the scent of ozone and that moment before rain.
Dylan does not like that.
Mercy is attentive.
He's been here long enough to get some of the explanation, but he's still kind of going, what are we planning on doing?
I think
Talia shrugs, like, fuck, I don't know.
I want to help her.
I
'Cause,
mean, I'd like to help too. They just hear the frickin' voice from Mercy.
I still don't like it when you do that.
You feel Mercy like peck your ear with her beak.
rude.
Did you have favorite hand me?
Mhm.
No, other pill bottles. I already took Claritin. What took the rest?
So just that one?
Yes, yes.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Does
Well,
Vice
that's
get
kinda-
any information from running around, or if he doesn't get any useful shit, he's gonna come back because this is irritating.
Can I please get a charisma and an insight?
Sure. Just a charisma
Just to
check?
see your general sort of.
Oh, fuck you. Well, insight's fine, but his charisma was shit.
So, you have to actually go through a few people. There's a fair amount of dead ends. You can see that some of the adventurer types are sort of readying in case, but they seem to be aware that there is some kind of communication going on. One thing you do notice is that there is a cluster of 3 of them who seem to be looking back over their shoulders like they are short someone. Like, you can see there are 3 of them. One is always keeping an eye on the creature, but the other, and they sort of alternate back with who's looking towards the near set of stairs and out over the city itself. It looks like they are short someone.
Huh. Can Vias go up to them and ask who they're if they're missing anyone?
I will need another persuasion check at this point from you.
Yes. Okay. Persuasion.
You need to convince them to give you that you're worth giving this information to.
11. Bats his eyes.
Um,
Blink, blink.
you get so
Just shit roll.
there's one who is actually garbed in kind of a similar way to Talia, as far as the very light clothes, very who seems to be almost sort of back and forth on the balls of their feet. They just give you a bit of a in response. Sorry, I remembered words until I wanted them.
It's all good. Words are hard, I get it.
Yeah. There's just a bit of a from the one who's actually been keeping his eye on the creature.
Mm-hmm.
One of ours hasn't caught up yet. It'll be here soon. And you get the distinct sense that there is irritation there, and you're not quite sure if it's at you or at.
Vice is just gonna lean forward slightly and just say, let's just hope they weren't the one who fucked with this creature's nest, eh? And he's going to go back to the party.
One more insight check very quickly, please.
Yes, I will do so. Oh, that was fucking shit. 7.
You don't know.
Yeah, that's fine. Bias is just irritated that they're irritated. Like, they're probably the fucking reason.
Well, one of their party members hasn't fucking shown up yet, and they don't have any explanation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, maybe
Vias,
if they're irritated enough, they'll come follow him. Seeking answers.
Vias, as you're getting there, you see the ladder near you as you sort of rattle a little bit. And you do see a rather familiar blue hand sort of grab the top rung as Diana does pull herself up.
Hey, there you are.
Sorry, errands took a little bit longer than I planned. What the fuck is going on?
So some adventurers fucked with the nest of this creature, it sounds like. It's something Dylan described to me as a person that was smelling of rot, damp, and bone. Apparently he can, talk to this creature. So I've been running around the fucking, this, and he, like, gestures to the wall, trying to get answers from people, and it doesn't sound like there's very many. And he kind of gestures back behind him, and he's like, looks like they're short a person that may or may not have fucked with a nest out there. I don't know. I didn't fucking care to tell now. But yeah, that's about as far as we're getting right now. I don't know how we're going to fix this, because it seems like this thing could destroy the city, so we need to be cautious about how we go about this. We can't go fighting it, probably. We're not strong enough. I mean, we performed surgery on a dragon, but I don't think that would work in this case.
Hey, are you being quiet about that?
No.
So, we performed surgery on a dragon. Some of the watchfolk and some of the adventurers that are around, they sort of look between each other, and you hear a succession of whispers sort of ripple out from.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The general vibe tends to be confusion. However,
Oh boy.
later,
To be continued, JoJo's.
yep. I need to roll a perception check for this thing for a second.
Oh boy.
So here's something fun for you, Dylan.
What?
So from your shoulder, Marcus lets out a little sort of half chirp. And you get a flicker through his eyes of Vias having met up with Dan. You can see he sort of turns his head to look. And you can see Vias talking to Diana. You also see, however, as Marcus turns back to be your eyes, the creature sort of spreading its shoulders and it's stamping, and you realize that it actually has spines down its back. And the reason you realize this is because they are starting to bristle. And then it makes a considering noise.
Shit.
And it seems to somewhat calm down.
Oh, okay.
And you hear again in that it is much louder now. It is not quite that same challenging, but it's getting there. This thing is very agitated.
What else should I say to me?
Yeah, I'm typing what you can hear because you're the only one who can understand this thing.
Okay, but that is also a general question to the party for help because Dylan's stupid.
What to do with it?
What
Talia
else?
is just high key ready to go fight the thing.
I
Like,
mean,
they are on high alert. They're ready to fucking move when necessary.
Like-
Hey Joe,
Yeah, Jamie?
are the people on the wall distracted?
A lot of the people on the wall are watching a creature and seem to be reinforcing certain points on the wall.
Okay.
However, they have recognized that there is some degree of communication going on, and you can see a couple of the members on the wall sort of. They look like they are listening, and they seem to be kind of mouthing out what might be translation. You aren't quite sure.
So do I see any adventurers who don't look people who around me who don't look particularly poor? Who look
What
like
was
they
that?
wouldn't. Do I see anyone around me who doesn't look particularly poor, like they wouldn't notice a coin purse going missing or something?
Zoella!
I love her.
I mean, there's a couple of people who look like, particularly amongst the adventurers.
Can I make a sleight of hand check?
Give me a stealth check first.
Yes, come on, Zoella.
Oh no, 15!
Oh.
Can it be an advantage because they're distracted?
I mean, it is a pretty good distraction.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was going to say.
Huh?
I was going to say that because of the distraction of the big fuck off beastie, everyone that would be rolling against you, the rolls against you would be at disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Has anyone noticed her?
I'm about to determine that.
Okay.
Come on, Zoella.
I believe in you. Get that money. Cling, 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 cling. Cash sounds.
No, that didn't work.
Oh,
That didn't work. Give me a second.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say that would be pathetic. Oh. Oh.
Oh,
Unfortunately, someone who's actually armored in somewhat of a similar way to Lena sees you sort of skulking and makes direct eye contact. And you see them start to reach for what seems to be a small silver bell.
she runs away.
If you come running back to the party and you're like actually running, Vias will like open his cloak and like stare down the person freaking you out.
No, she'll just go watch the crocodile thing with everyone else.
Oh boy.
Yeah, unfortunately, that was quite a high.
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Soon, Zoella.
So
So,
that's all I wanted to do.
Josh, did you get the message for Dylan?
I did.
Do you want PM of clarification as to what that's about?
Should I make an intelligence check first?
Yeah, but it'll be a fairly low DC because you already have some of the pieces for that.
Okay. Well,
Oh my god.
Give
maybe
me
I
another
shouldn't have
one
asked that
just to see.
question. What?
Give me another one.
Okay.
Oh my
Dylan
god.
doesn't know what the
my
fuck is going on.
God. You're cursed. That's it. I'm sorry.
Dylan's gonna translate that and hope someone else can figure it
What is okay? What is he translating?
out. Okay. It said that, like that, wrong, more rot. But I can't figure out what that means.
What?
I don't know.
What has changed since?
What did Dylan say it said?
Yeah.
That, like that, wrong, more rot.
So some sort of undead.
Can Talia like poke around and see if they can't find if anyone?
Wait, is it Zoella?
No, not quite.
Talia is looking.
Diona.
Damn.
Doing
I
what?
think Talia goes. Did anyone get any closer to it? Can anyone see anything?
I can check with Mercy through her eyes.
Well, Josh did just say who has moved closer and had not.
Can Dylan figure it out if I did?
I will let Dylan figure it out if you did.
Also,
Okay, because
Talia
I
said it
didn't
out
know
loud.
when you said that either. I had no idea.
Talia said it out loud as well. I would point.
I just don't know what's going on. I'm confused.
Okay,
We need
chain of
to.
events. Diana came up the wall and spoke to Bias, and then the creature got very agitated. And then it seemed to notice something. And Dylan heard, like that, wrong, more rot.
Oh.
And so Talia was like, so Talia has been like, okay, did anyone get closer to the creature to notice it?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on? Except they rolled a nat 1 on their perception, and so can't see shit.
So it seems to initially react to Diona coming up the wall and then realize that she wasn't what it was looking for.
So some
We
sort
need
of
to-
blue
However-
fish person?
We need to look for a dead fish person.
Genasi?
Yes.
I mean,
Maybe.
first of all, she's not a
How
fish person.
Dylan, how loud do you say?
Not too loud.
Have some decor.
He at the very least understands that this is not something they want a ton of attention for.
Fair. I will, however, get a charisma-based stealth.
Oh, so just a charisma check, or
Yeah, if you have stealth proficiency,
I do not.
a charisma check with proficiency. So yes, just a straight charisma check, please.
11.
Interesting.
I don't like that response. Don't say interesting to me. That makes me nervous.
And can I get an insight check from anyone who's
Yes, I shall do this thing.
What am I inciting?
people who are paying attention to the
15.
I think Talia goes back to now just sort of watching the creature and being ready to fucking move if necessary.
Yeah.
I'm
Well-
essentially just holding like run and attack action, if that's okay.
Simultaneously
Yes.
vibrates.
I will attempt one for Diana as well. Yeah, if anyone else wants to do for the crowd, yeah, okay.
Let's try Lena. Let's see what she knows. What do you know? Oh, Lena knows a lot.
Can I
Yeah,
also-
Lena. Actually, Vice, you feel Lena stopped, and your attention is drawn, and you see that that group of three, the one who was very lightly dressed, has suddenly peeled off and is scoppering down the hall, and looks spooked.
Oh, shoot.
Shit. Vias is gonna look over the wall. Is there another person going past that creature?
No, going back into the city. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Then he'll look and see if they can find. I prefer. Vias is thinking now, since the creature kind of reacted to a blue-skinned person, he's gonna look for a blue-skinned person getting closer to that monkish person.
You don't see anyone getting closer, but you see this lightly dressed individual breaking into a sprint as they hit the ground, and they cover ground fast. Like, you have seen Talia cover ground this fast, but you haven't seen.
Hold on. Vias is going to cast what is. He can cast Expeditious Retreat on Mercy. So she can use her bonus action to basically dash, and he's going to send her after them to watch. So she can move
Yeah.
120 feet around.
Well, you do manage to beat the fair clip that this person is running at. They seem to be running for one of the other. It doesn't actually seem to be an inn. It seems to be what's. It seems to be a much more private residence that they seem to be running for.
Okay.
Dylan, I need another persuasion check from you.
Fuck me
Oh,
sideways.
Dylan! Oh my god.
Again, there is that crashing, and you can see this damn thing, and it moves a couple of steps closer, which, with how big this thing is, a step brings it about 10 feet closer.
I think Talia also kind of darts out a little bit further.
Yeah.
Not quite, just kind of in that, like, okay.
Not quite about to yeet themselves off the wall, too.
Yeah, but very much like, I'm going to be the front line now.
Oh, Talia. That's new for you a little bit. Oh my goodness.
They're like this.
I promise. Dylan says, wait.
Hungry.
hold on.
Want me to grab your tortilla?
I
Yeah.
promise
Okay.
we will help you. We can figure out who it is and help your revenge without harming people who don't deserve it. I don't know if it'll understand all of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll an intelligence check.
Come on, beastie, understand.
It lets out a low, inquisitive rumble, but it does seem to understand.
Oh, bless.
Okay.
And yes, this thing doesn't have high intelligence.
I figured it. Hey, it and Dylan can fight it. There's, they can relate.
What was that?
It and Dylan can relate.
Same hat.
Also, anyone who is inclined, except for Talia,
Yeah.
can roll a nature check
Oh,
to try and figure out what the fuck is up.
I'm gonna
Nope.
roll a nature check. Oh, that was bad. What about you, Lena?
Oh, Vera and Lena going to attempt.
Yeah, let's try Lena.
I'll have Vera attempt. Yeah.
I'm actually going to do
Oh,
both.
Lena. Oh.
So, Zoella's the only one who knows what the
Plus
can't say anything.
Oh,
Shit, that's right.
What
Ah,
was that?
down.
Oh, and she
Zoella,
can't say anything about it because she can't speak.
Well, I'm sure she can mimic snippets too.
She can write too, is the thing.
Yeah.
And that,
Yeah,
the
she
thing
can
is,
write and she can put together snippets she has mimicked.
yeah.
It's your call, but I'm just kind of going. She's not
Well,
completely.
I don't clip kenku, like I don't clip one word to the next word when quoting people or kenkus because I think that's kind of cheating. So I basically write down phrases that she would know, and if any would help, then I would repeat them. But if none of the phrases would help, then she wouldn't be able to do anything.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Basically, she's a soundboard.
Bless her.
Yeah, I can respect that.
We do have
So-
paper and ink, so she can write shit down if she needs to.
Zoella, one of the things you realize very quickly, now that you're getting a good look at this thing, is that while the first assumption was crocodilian, it actually seems more like not necessarily creatures you have seen back home, but creatures you have a concept of, particularly with what you can see of the damage behind it. Like it had a tail with a large blunt object on the end.
Oh, like a dinosaur?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
However, this thing is twisted somehow, and it is far bigger than. Well, no, huge category still. So it's real fucking big. And from what you know, those types of creatures are not normally capable of language. This seems to have been something that has been changed in some fundamental way. And can I get a general intelligence check to see if you can decipher the language that Dylan is using?
You're bullshit.
No,
This thing has been changing.
no, this is setting up for something different that is not Vulcan shit. It just can be considered as Vulcan shit, but it's not.
17?
So, you've only heard snippets of this. This isn't a language, but you've heard it somewhere very specific. And it's odd to hear it out loud. It is something that the one time you heard it, you associated it with it being hissed into your mind by a certain woman garbed in red.
Ooh, eyebrow whack.
It isn't draconic. It is the language of something, of things that have not seen the sun, and will not if they have their way.
Okay.
I'm basically trying to give you the pieces to know that
Yeah.
I don't want to directly call it deep speech, and I don't want to
Yeah.
But you know that this is the language of something from below that tends
Yeah,
to speak in telepathy.
Yeah, okay.
And this is very strange to hear out loud.
Interesting.
Did you get all of my...
More or less.
Okay.
Okay, so what Zoella's going to do is she's going to pull out her sketch pad, and draw like an ankylosaurus, and then draw a brain, and then draw a mouth talking, and then draw the note like the no symbol, the red circle with a dash through it, with a slash through it, and then just draw her, and then shrug, find someone and tug their arm and just shrug after showing it to them. Someone in her party.
So, can you write down that description? Checks from people to try and interpret it.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but that's.
I love her so much.
Did you directly name the creature? That's the only thing I might have missed.
I have not named it yet.
Okay.
I've given comparisons to what it is like, but it's not.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to check.
Yeah, it is a used to be creature. It's not a.
Talia would not be looking at the sketchbook. They are like,
Focused right on.
yeah, I'm going to spring if necessary.
Again, you can see that this thing seems to be getting antsy.
Dylan wants to say more to it, but he can't figure out what to say.
did Vice figure out where that guy was going?
Yeah, I was going to.
Maybe
Contents
that'll
of the
shed
sketchbook.
light in
Oh.
something. Possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what she draws.
Oh my god.
This is not Fulcrum shit.
It sounds like Fulcrum shit.
It's not.
I trust you, but it sounds like it, and you have to admit that.
I don't have to admit anything, frankly. Anyway, so, can I get a stealth check for Mercy, please?
Oh boy. I should have made her invisible. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Stealthy, stealthy, stealth. Oh, she's got a +3.
Oh, and she also wrote the word change under all her drawings.
What was that?
She'll write the word change under all her drawings because she doesn't know how to interpret that as a pictogram.
So, this sprinting figure, seems to be going with purpose. And then they sort of flick their head up and over their shoulders and see Mercy. And Mercy sees their form shimmer and vanish.
She's going to fly down to where they were.
Can I get a perception check very quickly to see if she can figure out where they ended up?
Yes. Oh, mercy, that's an 11. Fuck.
Unfortunately, Mercy doesn't know.
Yeah, fuck.
However, she could see that they were clearly sprinting for what seemed to be private residential. She could possibly try and head them off.
I mean, she'd probably try.
Yeah.
Considering she's still got her hella speed from Vice.
Yeah. Dylan, since you had said that you are trying to help, can you give me another persuasion check at advantage?
Okay. Oh, thank God.
It lets out this snort, but it stops stamping, but you can still hear the crack and splintering of the tail slamming into something and sort of back and forthing down on the ground. It is agitated, but it seems to believe you.
Okay, that's better than nothing. All right.
I assume the tiny little monk is not anywhere on its fucking radar.
No.
Can it see over the wall?
It can see the people who are on the wall. It cannot see over. It's too low to the ground, and you can actually see it sometimes to strain to look up to see you.
Uh-huh. Dylan would be like at the edge of the wall,
Yeah,
like
but the
being
wall
as visible
is
as
still a little bit high, so it's having to sort of strain to lift its head.
That's fair. It's probably a dumb idea. Dylan is gonna turn to the party and be like, I want to go down to her.
That sounds like a bad idea. But
It does, but it also sounds like it's a gesture of trust. It sounds like it's.
I agree. I mean, Mercy right now is trying to go find whatever that fucker scampered off to.
What?
So,
Someone ran off?
yeah, there's like a kind of dressed like Talia monkey guy. He ran off. I talked with him and his posse before. They're missing somebody. I have a suspicion they may have been who fucked with this creature's brood, you know. Maybe.
Speaking of that, can I get another perception, Mercy?
Mercy, mercy, perception, mercy. Ooh, natural 20.
So this isn't a visual one. This is an auditory. But Mercy hears very clearly, and either you hear through her or she lets you know. What the fuck did you do? And the sound of a door slamming.
Oh shit.
She knows where to go now.
She will go towards it. I suppose.
Yeah. Is Vias letting the rest of the party, or is
Oh.
this?
Oh yes. Oh, just confirmed. Yep, they apparently know that they did something wrong. So, we'll just see how that plays out. Maybe. Unless you want to go running through the city to go find them, too. But Mercy's hot on their trail right now.
So, what was? Can you run that last part by me?
Mercy's
I didn't hear.
on their trail right now, is what
Okay.
it said. Yeah. On their tail or trail.
Yeah.
My mouth does weird things.
Yeah. I think Donna kind of looks between over the city and the creature, and looks at Dylan and. Well, I'm pretty sure it didn't like me, so it might be best if I stay up here.
You look like, well, no, you are like the person who did it, but different.
I assume maybe it's a necromancer that fucked with something? If they said it was something like rotten death, I mean, I don't really personally work with any, but I hear sometimes they tend to smell or have any like shivers animated dead that work under them.
My cat wants in 1 second.
Oh,
What was that?
their
Josh's
cat
cat
wants in.
Baby must take part.
Baby want play D&D.
Lamel's
She's
kind of again back and forth in the situation. I can give you an easy way down, but it might be best if I only let two of you down.
I suppose I could go down.
I think Talia kind of comes back at this point because I'm going down.
Well, then maybe I can go and apprehend the person. Because I think it makes more sense for the person who communicates can, you know. I'll go see if I
What
can
was
go
that?
catch them. Oh, I just basically saying, it would make more sense for the person that can actually talk with them to go down. So you and Dylan go down? I can go and try.
They nod.
Oh shit.
Who would Zoella assume is the smartest person in the party? So far, Zoella thinks that um that Susanna is the smartest in the party. So who would she think after that is the smartest person in the party?
Sorry, can you run that by me again?
Who would Zoella assume is the smartest person in the party? Because I don't know who the smartest person in the party is.
I mean,
She
Luna.
she assumes. Oh, okay, because she mostly assumes Susanna is the smartest person in the party, but that's only because she's got a gun and she thinks that's cool. Okay, so she'll tug on. But Luna's character player isn't here.
Yeah. I mean, I think Luna and Vera are probably the ones you'd assume are the smartest. Dylan knows a bunch, it's just that he's fucking stupid.
Oh yeah, no, she's not gonna tug on Dylan's arm.
Yeah, I think Lena or Vera,
Well, of the people who are here, then she'll probably tug on Talia's arm, or is Diona's?
Maybe Diona? She's got a head on her
Talia or
shoulders.
Diana?
Diona's.
wow, okay.
No, Talia has an intelligence score of 0.
Oh, R.I.P.
Donna's
What
is
about-
-1, so.
Oh shit.
Okay, then maybe Talia's, and maybe Talia instead. She'll tug on Talia's arm and show her the drawings she did and the word change, and then shrug. And she'll point to the giant thing.
Can Talia decipher what the fuck is going on?
To an extent, however, you are missing some very vital context to understanding what the fucking entire source is.
Yeah, I think Talia just points at like the lizard thing and just goes, what?
Oh my gosh.
Dang, I don't know how else to communicate it. She just scribbles over the. Fuck. She just writes big lizard. And that's over the dinosaur.
They nod?
And then, let's see, she, points to her head, and then mimes speaking with her hand. Then,
Talia, I got that.
And then she makes she imitates the deep speech roars that the creature's doing. And then she writes weird on a piece of paper on her sketchbook.
They nod.
And she said,
And
and then she rolls her eyes and says, "That's normally, well, that language is only spoken in your head."
They nod and go, okay, bye, thank you.
Then she points to the change thing and keeps tapping it and points to the giant creature.
Are you saying this thing is changing somehow? The language?
She will instead scribble out change and write transform instead, and see if that does anything. Or she'll just then she'll just get frustrated and say, okay,
No,
this thing.
Talia goes. Talia nods as if they completely understand and goes, oh, shapeshifter, got it.
I think Diana does kind of pipe up because Diana has sort of gone to move next to Talia and, well, you're saying that that it's something that was like that and then got changed? Has changed?
She nods.
and the language that Dylan is speaking to it is one that's normally only.
She nods again.
Oh, Talia nods, actually getting it this fucking time. Thank you, Zoana.
She just nods and then just shrugs because she doesn't know how to do that information. And aside from that, it's very interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Josh, there is a way to fix that. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. I can find it
Help
for
me.
you.
I think you have to go into your display options or
No, I think there's a keyboard shortcut to do it.
Yeah, that's what she pressed.
What happened?
Display
I went and
orientation.
she walked all over my keyboard and she did this.
Oh my god.
Okay, I see. It's sideways. Okay.
She's now
Yeah,
making
there is.
biscuits on
Okay,
me.
so if you hit Control Alt Up Arrow.
Eat Feeks, thank you.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
I know that because at the public library there used to be some shithead kids who would prank people who left their computers by changing the orientation. So I just needed to look up how to do it.
Oof.
Thank you. Okay, we should be good now.
Also, by the way, Vias has run off.
Yeah. So Vias is running off to go catch up with Mercy.
Oh yes.
That's what I figured, but I wanted to be sure.
I think Talia just looks at Dylan and nods and goes, "Okay, we're going down to talk to the big fuck off monster."
Yes.
This keeps happening. In fact, I think that's Jonah's comment. I think size. This keeps happening.
Ooh, maybe I should have Lena go with Vias.
No, Talia will insist that they
Oh.
go. But it's not until this moment that they realize what they've agreed to.
Oh.
Lamaz reaches out and that sort of lightning-like sparks do flicker, but they are much more gentle. It is sort of a it's not painful sparking. It's just kind of there. And you two both feel this sort of cool thread of magic coil over you. As you both have the fly spell cast on you. Talia is fucking wild. I'm going to suspend it as soon as you two get down now.
They nod and kind of push off the wall. And I think they kind of float there in the air for a second, trying to figure out how to do this.
I think you sort of push off, possibly at a bit of an angle.
Yeah.
And kind of end up a little bit of a sort of diagonal ascent.
Oh my god.
Dylan just thinks down and then jumps off the wall.
Oh my gosh.
Dylan, you do go down, but it's not like falling. It's sort of more, and it's not like the very kind of graceful falling that Talia does. It is, you jumped over and you start to not quite plummet. It is much more controlled than that. You feel like you've got more control than that. But it's like you are on top of this wall, you jump down, you think down, and you are about an inch above the ground, just kind of held there by this.
Dylan tries to stand on the ground.
What was that?
Dylan attempts to stand on the ground.
You are able to. It just.
I think Talia is like kind of like by instinct doing the things that they have to do to like the slow fall ability, like trying to like do parkour, but it's like not. They're following instinct. Movement drilled in by instinct.
You do manage to make your way down. It's a little bit, remember that comparison of Demented Spider Monkey that I tossed out early in?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. But you are also able to make.
Okay. Excellent. I will stand on the ground.
You get about 2 inches off the ground, and you feel this cool wash of magic fade, and you land on your feet very neatly.
I think they turn around and like wave.
And you are on the ground. This thing is about. At this point, it is about 30 feet away from the wall. Dylan, you have been having to be quite loud with. Do you approach closer?
A little closer, just to show that he is not scared of this thing. I'm gonna put that out there. He's not scared at all.
Talia is fucking scared. Talia is very much watching it and you, and like, if necessary, they will spring.
So how close do you think you get?
If we're how far are we away before walking towards?
What was that?
How far away are we before walking towards?
About 30 feet, give or take. Some.
About 10 feet forward. Not like right up on it, but a little close.
So you get about 10 feet forward, and you can see where the ground has been crushed and cracked under this thing's feet, even in the low lighting you have. Also, did you guys bring a light source?
I have dark vision.
I have
Dylan
dark
doesn't.
vision. Dylan has dark vision for 30 feet through Marcus.
Huh. I had not known that the Raven Queen family did that. Fair enough.
Yeah, if Marcus is on his shoulder, this is why I interpreted that Dylan technically does have vision through Marcus because of 30 feet of dark vision if Marcus is on his shoulder.
Fair enough. I stand corrected. You are able to see these grayscale. You can see where the ground is cracked, and you can see where greenery has been flattened. Particularly from this thing's agitated stomping. And as you get closer to it, you can feel the ruffle of breeze from its breathing. And you feel like if you got closer, its very breath would be enough to make you sort of need to catch your footing.
Cool. How does it react to us doing that?
It does. Dylan is very much looking at you, but you can tell that it's sort of wary, and there's a bit of a sort of shuffle step backwards. You can feel the tremble through the ground, but it's not quite the sheer level of.
Dylan does not
Again,
have any. Dylan does not have any of his weapons on him, and he keeps his hands very visible.
Oh, Talia has all of their shit, and they are ready to go at any like first sign of bullshit.
But
Zala
are they
is
holding off for now?
They are holding off for now.
Okay.
So
I think
Zala
I
is
think
going
they
as
have their
fucking
like
as
poison
possible.
knife in their hands, but not like brandishing it.
Yeah. Okay. I was just.
Yeah.
Zala is blind as fuck and has a crossbow. She's ready.
Yeah.
Dylan wants to ask a
Sorry.
question, but is not sure if it's gonna make her more upset.
Okay.
See, even I'm not smart enough for this. Never mind Dylan.
All he can do is try.
Yeah. Dylan.
You guys
Dylan,
can see that this. Sorry, I'll give you a little bit of a more full description. Again, it has this muddy gray hide that is marred with scars and markings, and you can see where the sort of scaled plates that make up its hide, some of them have been pried apart and cracked.
Does that look recent?
What was that?
Does that look recent?
No. These look like old wounds.
Okay. Dylan
And
asks. Sorry.
go ahead. No, go for
If there's more description, I will listen to it.
it. So, the first thing you do really notice is that this is a creature that your mind tells you it should be smaller. It shouldn't be large enough to. And you can see that it almost seems to struggle under its own weight. You can see a faint tracework of, to the dark vision, they show up as these vivid, pale gray, sort of crack-like skull. Not quite Lichtenberg pattern, is that the name for it?
Yeah.
Not quite a Lichtenberg, but something that you could reasonably consider to be moderately close to that. And I can't tell you how they would show up under a light source because you didn't grab one.
Yeah.
You can also see a long line basically going down the sides of this broad, flat head of these three on both sides, there are these three parallel scars. It does seem agitated but its focus seems to be much more on the people on top of the wall. Like, it is still keeping an eye on both of you, but its focus seems to be much more on the people on the wall. What do you do?
Talia
Dylan,
waits on Dylan.
Can I get an insight check? Can I insight check before I ask this question to see if it would make her upset?
Sure.
Dylan wants to ask how many of the eggs that he can save for her, but I want to see if that's going to prompt any.
Yeah, you can give me an insight check. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Considering how favorably it seems to be reacting to you, you might be able to keep it from.
Okay. Dylan will ask, because it did say that some were taken and others were broken.
Yeah, but it is well enough disposed to you at the moment that you might be okay.
Okay, yeah, Dylan will ask, how many eggs can I save?
Now, I'm translating this a little bit more literally than it would be said because I don't have the energy to figure out exactly the constraints of language that a fucking 6
Understand. 6? Okay.
6-int creature could have. So
Dylan then says,
Hold up, I'm typing you a response.
okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake. I can out of character clarify what it seemed to mean.
No, I think I got it. Dylan says, I will bring them back to you.
Persuasion check with advantage, please.
Whew!
Hey! It looks at you and lets out this long, deep groan. And again, you can feel the waft of its breath. And it nods. It does seem to believe you.
That's something.
Talia, can I please get a perception check just because I know what you're sort of looking for?
16.
You can see one of the things you notice because you're looking for should you need to fucking go.
Yeah.
It is favoring one of the legs, and you can see a very dark gouge that has been taken out of.
Talia thinks about surgery on a dragon and keeps her mouth shut.
It's not. God, I'm actually trying to. It does look like a very recent wound, like it is an actual wound, not just something, and not something that has failed to heal badly.
Yeah.
It is clearly, and you can see a little bit of a wobble to the way it's standing with this injury. That looks like a place that should things go to shit, you could
Okay.
do a lot of damage if you would have.
Okay. Good to know.
Because you won't have to punch through the hide because it's already.
Yeah. Knowledge made note of.
Yeah. Talia, you can also see the damage that this thing's tail has managed to inflict on the surrounding greenery.
Mm-hmm.
There are trees that have been felled, and then the stumps and the body of the tree have been splintered. You can see several trees that you can see barely behind it trees that have like large circular chunks bashed out of them.
Okay.
So yeah, that's now bias.
Oh yeah.
What you up to? I know you were following, but are you sending Mercy closer to investigate the conversation?
Sure.
You don't have to, but I'm.
I mean, if she's close enough to be able to like actually hear them, I don't think she'd like mess around too much. I mean, technically these people don't know that Mercy is Vias's bird cuz she wasn't with him when he went to go talk with them. So
Sir?
so maybe she's just a strange bird wandering around.
Well, the monk certainly seemed to think something was up, thus the vanishment when he noticed her.
Mhm.
I haven't actually determined what the fuck gender that monk is.
Gender, what's gender?
Yeah. Mercy can hear pieces of an argument. And is Mercy trying to get a look?
What was that?
Is Mercy trying to get a look?
Does it sound like a heated debate? Like they're actually arguing with each other and
Yes.
invested in a conversation? She might peek in just for a moment and then back out.
Yeah. So I am gonna get another stealth check.
Come on, Mercy, please. By every mercy, please don't get caught. Stealth. Oh, fuck you. Noisy bird. 8.
So the good news is you managed to get a look.
Bad news, they know she's
However,
there.
what was that?
Bad news is they know she's there.
Yeah, the good news is she managed. The Triton is looking out the window and looks right at her.
She's just gonna make some birdie sounds.
Sees a Triton in a Triton wearing what seems to be a dark grey fur coat and what seems to be some form of armor. She can see that it is embedded with small pieces of what seem to be natural material. She can't really distinguish because hawks don't have dark vision.
Nope.
She can get the sense that it is pieces of natural material, and it is. She can also see on the table.
What was that?
She can also see on the table, wrapped in some form of cloth, 2 rather large, what seem to be eggs. And by rather large, I'm thinking at least like watermelon sized.
Alright. That makes a lot of sense. I think the Triton, like, I think he gets a fucking shock because he watches this bird's gold silver eyes turn to bright silver, and a man's voice say, "There you are. I'm coming for you." And Mercy's going to fly out of the window and see if they
Okay,
leave.
first, Rias, roll me an intimidation check. Second, Mercy might not get to fly out the window.
Ah, fuck. Okay. Intimidation. Let's see. 21.
So this Triton looks like he's about to retaliate. Thing. And then the voice comes through, and you see the eyes widen. And whatever magic was about to be gathered is. Mercy does see one other thing before flying off. The monk gives this Triton the most foul look she has seen in quite some time. And seems to be drawing back to, and she can see little motes of what seem to be light against this monk's palm.
Uh-oh.
The monk looks like they're about to strike and not at her.
Alright. I mean, Bias is still running as fast as he might cast Expeditious Retreat on himself too.
Does that mean it drops? Oh, well, it doesn't matter if it drops on Mercy at this point.
On Mercy, yeah. But he would get that.
Is he going to inform the rest of the scene with the whispers, or no? Actually, we might be out of range for those. I need.
It has to be like 300 feet, or is it 500?
I'm looking.
I don't remember. 'Cause it's
500.
not on D&D Beyond, I don't think so.
It's not. I modified an item.
Nope, I don't have it in those. Darn it, I need to add it to my equipment.
There is the handout in the journal.
I need to write it. I'm gonna write it down in this. Oh wait, maybe I put it in my... No, I didn't put it in there.
Yeah, it's 500 feet.
Sweet. I'm gonna write that down in his thing. Well, if we're within 500 feet, Vias would let y'all know that the eggs are in the city, and he knows where they are now.
I think you can get the very well, Susanna, you can contact because you are within 500 of Susanna.
Oh, bless.
I think you can get the very barest of. Do you think Vera or Zoella would be the furthest out from the pack?
I don't know.
I feel like Vera would be sticking close because she wouldn't trust Dylan and them on their own, maybe. Right?
So
She's team mom.
Zoella, you hear, and it's a little bit patchy, and it's a little. If Vias does try to contact,
Yes, he would, at the very least.
it's sort of patchy and staticky. You are almost at the outer edge. You are at the outer edge of what the rings can reach. I hope you don't mind me taking this. What is the message that Vias sends?
He just says, I found the culprit. He's in the city. Has 2 eggs wrapped in cloth.
Zoella will head back to the city, then, or wherever Vias is, I guess. Wherever she last saw him.
What was that?
Zoella will head to where she last saw Vias then.
Okay. So Vias, you're heading towards this residential.
Yep. He's still running. He's got the speediest retreat on him this time.
So you will get there reasonably soon.
Mhm.
Is anyone who is on the wall? Are you doing anything while Dylan seems to be placating this thing?
So?
What was that?
I don't think so. Zoella's just.
I don't think anyone currently here is at the wall.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lena and Vera as being controlled by
T-posing on the wall.
So yeah. Dylan, you see the creatures seem to. It's sort of shuffling side to side a little bit. These seem to be. You can feel little tremors in the ground as it, but it's not the rumble you could feel before. It doesn't seem to be aggressively inclined to you two, but it does occasionally look up at the city wall. And again, that deep sort of huff of breath.
At least it's not going to kill us. I have to step out for just a minute, so I'll be back in like a couple minutes.
Okay. Well, we can bounce back to the Vias and possibly Zoella situation. Zoella, did you share with anyone else what Vias sent you?
I don't know where everyone else was, honestly.
Diana, Lena, and Vera. It's just that they were out of range of the whisper. Right.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe she'll repeat what Vias said to Diana then, because you're the only one here.
Hee haw.
I think Dana kind of flicks a look between Vera and Lamars, and Lamars kind of mutters something in a very crackly kind of language. Dana gives a bit of a nod and I think she looks at Dylan and calls well, can't actually look at Dylan because Dylan is currently okay, so I think she does just give a nod and heads down. She was going to ask if we wanted the guy alive, but wasn't meant. I know. I just can't word.
Dead or
Ow.
alive, doesn't matter.
What was that?
I said dead or alive, doesn't matter.
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive. Exactly, you get me. Ooh, heck.
I'm actually kind of considering because I am having the food grumblies.
I am also having food grumblies and also
Yeah,
sleepy
it's early. You
disease.
guys haven't eaten yet.
Ooh.
Yeah. So this could actually be a reasonable place to leave off for now, and that means we can start next session with the fight between.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Also, goddamn it, Vias!
What? Split the pack? It's what I do.
Creepy doll bullshit!
Hey, he's been doing that shit from day one. You know these things. He pulled that shit with Mercy before.
You did give up the element of surprise, I will say.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but that's at the same time. The bird also did so.
I am going to go get food, but it was nice playing. Bye.
Bye.
I
Sip.
But yeah, that was a interesting endeavor.
Yeah, I kind of had expected. Like, there was the thought of, yes, you can negotiate your way out, but I kind of wanted to put Dylan on the spot to see how he reacted.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Listen. Give Dylan a little bit of limelight and see how he does.
He does. I agree. Dylan can be very good. So.
Mm. But yeah, you're welcome to stop recording now and.
Alright. Bye bye. There we go.